I want to talk about something that I used to struggle with that I believe a lot of people still do. And that is, you don't know how to make real friends anymore. Like, real friends. Not mutuals, not the guy you play games with, not someone you send names to. I'm talking about someone who knows you. Like, really knows you. Who gets the deeper stuff, who checks in when you go quiet for a few days. And not just because you're offline on Discord, but because they actually care. And the thing is, it's not entirely your fault. Because after COVID, everything changed. Not just work, not just school, not just how often you leave your house, but I think even the way we socialize has changed. We used to have real-world friends with some online ones sprinkled in. I remember I used to be really into Instagram meme pages, and I've met a few people, in that space. And those were my small and few online friends, but I had a ton of, real-life friends from school. And I believe that was the balance at the time. And then when lockdowns hit, I think that's when everything flipped. We went from my friends are people from school, and I also talk to this guy on Discord, to I have 2 people I see in person every couple of months, and 100 people I talk to online every day. And I remember at the time, it actually felt really, really good, because the internet finally made it easy to find people who, get you. I could be more of myself. I didn't have to explain my niche hobbies, or my weird sense of humor, or my obsessive interest in one specific game. Someone out there already understood, and I found them. Actually found a few of them. I made friends faster than I ever did in real life. I was finally seen and finally heard. But then I started to realize something. All of these connections started to feel thin. I mean, I had all these people to talk to, but no one who I could call. Not in a literal sense, like I could call them, I could VC with them, but I couldn't call for help. I had no one to really open up to like I used to. The conversations were constant, and everyone was active, but everything felt surface level. I had group chats, but if anything was going wrong, I didn't really have anyone, who I felt safe to talk to about that. I was surrounded by people, but I still felt lonely as hell. And if any of this resonates with you, you may have realized the same thing that I did, which, even though you're never really alone, you're not really close to anyone either. Because making real friends online is easy until it isn't. It's easy to connect, easy to bond, easy to find common ground, because, it's easy to find people who share the same interests as you on the internet. But past that, it's hard to build depth. Like to grow roots. Because everything moves fast online. I believe everyone realized that by now. You meet someone, you talk every day for a week, and then they never speak again. Not because anything went wrong, or not because you had an argument, but just because that's how the internet works. And when you were stuck in that cycle of meeting, bonding, and vanishing, you start wondering if perhaps you're the problem. But you're not. You just haven't learned how to build something lasting online. Because here's the thing, man. Friendships online don't grow the same way as real-life ones. They don't have the same structure, you don't bump into each other in the hallway, you don't get lunch together because you're in the same class. There's no forced proximity. Everything online is intentional. If you want it to be real, you have to make it real. You have to treat it like it matters. Otherwise, it just fades away like all the rest. And look, I get it. It feels unnatural. Maybe even a little try-hard. You don't want to be the person who is too serious about a friendship because you'll scare people away. But real connections are serious. They do take effort. And if you keep playing it cool all the time, you never keep ending up with nothing. So how do you fix it? How do you go from, yeah, we talk when we're online at the same time, to this is someone who is in my life for real? I think the first step is honesty. Like real honesty. Not just being open about your favorite games or the music you like or the YouTuber or streamer you watch. I mean being honest about how you're actually doing. Being willing to be vulnerable. Being willing to say, hey, I've been feeling kind of off lately, or hey, I really value our friendship. And before you go, oh, it's scary, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it might be awkward, but that's how real connection happens. It's through risk. If you want that deep, close relationship, you have to risk discomfort. And look, not everyone's going to meet you there. There's going to be people who just, don't see it that way or don't want it that way, and that's completely fine. Some people are only ever going to be surface level, and they'll never match that energy. But if you do want deeper friendships, you've got to start showing up as a deeper version of yourself. If all you do is show this diluted, curated version of yourself, then that you'll never find deeper connection with anyone. You'll just meet their same diluted versions. But once the foundation is there, that's where you can build consistency. And yes, I know you don't have the luxury of running into each other or to go have lunch together, but you can still make time, you can still schedule calls, you can still plan to play games together. And if you're in this massive Discord server where you know a ton of people but you don't really feel comfortable sharing stuff like that in public, take 1 or 2 people you actually click with, put them in a private group chat, and start talking to them. Build connection, share your wins, share your losses, share your doubts. Let them see the full version of you, not just that curated, funny online version. And when they do the same, meet it. Match your energy, be reliable, be present. People talk a lot about online friendship drama and stuff, but I think that's like the 1%. I think most, if not all, friendships online die not because of conflict, but because of neglect. It's like a plant. If you don't water the plant, it withers. And look, yeah, you're busy. We all are. But if you'd have time to doom scroll for an hour, and I know you do because you are watching this video, let's be real, it's probably past your bedtime, you'd have the time to send a message that says, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope you're good." And if it feels one-sided, talk about it. Don't let resentment pile up. Don't dose. Don't spiral into assumptions. Don't have disbelief that if they don't immediately reply to you, it's because they hate you. Remember, all these online friendships aren't just text on screen. Behind that profile picture is a person who is also flawed, who is also real, and it's also worth the effort. And here's the truth that most people won't say. The internet didn't actually ruin friendships. It just made you lazy. He gave you the illusion of connection without the skills to maintaining a friendship. And now you have to unlearn that idea that presence equals closeness, that talking often means talking deeply, and that being in the same server means you're actually in each other's lives. And yeah, it takes time. Yeah, you might fail a few times, and it takes investing in the wrong people, but with that, you will learn to spot the right ones. You'll have to drop your guards, you'll have to get hurt, and you'll have to keep trying. But I promise you, even though it all sounds so scary, the reward is super worth it. Because once you've got that real connection, that person you can call at 2 a.m., the person who hypes you up when you're winning and grounds you when you're spiraling, that's gold. That's not going to happen by accident. So stop waiting for it to fall in your lap and start building it. Start being that friend first. Start treating your online friendships like real friendships, because they are. Just because you met through a screen doesn't mean it's fake. Just because it started in a Discord server or a comment section, it doesn't mean it has to stay shallow. You are allowed to outgrow that superficial connection, and you're allowed to say, "I want more of this." And the beautiful part is, look, someone else out there wants more too. If this video has more than 2 views, that means there's at least 2 people who resonate with this message. They're just waiting for you to go first. Again, maybe it's a little harder to make that happen now. Maybe you have to be a little more deliberate, but I believe that's a small price to pay for something that actually lasts. You shouldn't settle for being surrounded by people who barely know you. You should build the friendships you wish you had. And you'll be surprised when you watch how fast your whole life starts to feel just a little less lonely. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helps. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!